Nearly 2 weeks after a deadly flood destroyed much of the Libyan city of Derna, the people trying to put things back together there now have another potential crisis to worry about: getting sick.
With so many people unaccounted for and so many presumed dead, the threat of disease increases by the day.
Already, about 4,000 people have been confirmed dead, but according to the UN, more than 9,000 people are still missing, the bodies of whom are still being pulled from rubble after the floods wiped out critical infrastructure.
Roadways torn apart, buildings, vehicles, people swept away.
And it's in that environment where death and contaminated drinking water can breed disease. And keep in mind the sheer number of people who've been displaced, about 40,000. They're trying to survive in crowded shelters, desperately low on sanitation supplies. All of this prompting a warning from the United Nations. The spread of disease could become a second devastating crisis. So what does that look like? So if you're thirsty, what do? Most likely you turn on the tap, right? Fill up a glass of clean, clear water. But that's not an option for people right now in the areas hit hard by the flooding. For one, they may not have a tap to go to. More than a quarter of all structures and homes in Derna were destroyed, according to state media.
Entire neighborhoods wiped out by sudden catastrophic flooding.
And if you happen to be in a home that was spared, chances are what's coming out of your pipes is contaminated. From those on the ground, recent floods have severely contaminated water sources with sewage, rendering them unsafe for consumption and exposing communities to grave health risks. Critical infrastructure used to bring in and purify water, well, it's gone, wiped out in what is being called a wall of water.
You can see how everything has just been completely ripped away. This was a riverbed, but look, it's just a wasteland now.
Now maybe, alternatively, you get your water directly from a well. Lots of people do in Derna. But officials have said, under all circumstances in Derna, it is not allowed to use ordinary drinking water. Look at this video. Those are sanitation workers in Derna, covered in personal protective equipment and spraying disinfectant on rubble, on streets and inside buildings, and on submerged bodies, all in the hopes of killing bacteria, bugs, anything that could spread disease.
Today, the city was fumigated again to try to eradicate disease, as untold numbers of bodies still lie under the rubble.
But even then, you have destroyed homes, cars leaking fluid, dead bodies and the decay that comes with that, chemicals from broken infrastructure and businesses all seeping, sinking, and mixing in through the ground to where many people get their water. That means wells feeding faucets, pipes, or even drawn up with, water in buckets, standing water collecting in a ruined city, all of it is dirty and can make you very sick. And let's be clear here, serious diarrhea and a scarce water supply is a deadly combination.
Children are the most vulnerable, children under 1. They're small, their body doesn't weigh very much, they don't have much volume, and so if they get sick with a waterborne disease like typhoid or dysentery or cholera, they get diarrhea, and so they start, they start losing fluid, and you have about 2 hours.
So imagine a post-flood Libya where tens of thousands are potentially sick. Once that happens, where do you go? That torrent of water that took out whole swaths of the city, it also took out hospitals. Now, a decade of civil war meant much of the basic infrastructure in Libya, and Derna specifically, was already hanging on by a thread before the floods. But following, not a single hospital in Derna was fully functional, according to the president of the National Council of US-Libya Relations. So they've done the best they can.
In just several hours, French rescue workers transformed this vast lot in Derna into a field hospital, complete with a maternity ward and a surgical team.
The race is on now to vaccinate people against waterborne diseases in an attempt to stem the tide of illness before it becomes a bigger problem. But supplies are limited and really slow to come to the areas that need it most. So we're talking things like latex gloves, wound dressings, vaccines, medications, and critically, clean water. Now, you don't typically think of that as a medical supply, but when you're dealing on a wide scale with malnutrition, dehydration, sanitation issues, and waterborne illness, a lack of clean drinking water can indeed lead to a second wave of devastation.
This has happened while AIDS and humanitarian assistance keeps coming in to Libya from all across the world and locally as well, which raises the question, why would Derna children, survivor children, drink contaminated water if there was bottled water coming to them, clean water coming to them constantly?
So, right, help is coming in from all over. The US offered $11 million in aid. Canada is sending $5 million for emergency health, water, sanitation, hygiene, shelter, that sort of thing. European countries are sending emergency medical teams and equipment as well. Last weekend, the WHO delivered 29 tons of supplies, enough to help around 250,000 people, it said. These are all things that are desperately needed to curb the spread of disease.
Our most important first donation was literally body bags, on top of wounded kits and medical kits and supplies.
But another issue right now is actually getting that aid where it needs to go quickly. Roads and bridges are completely washed out. Some parts are just inaccessible.
The floods have caused extensive damage to Libya's coastal access roads and shut down communication.
Before the floods, there were 7 points of entry into Derna. Now, there's only one. And a lot of the supplies, things like body bags, bottled water, and medicine, are coming through Benghazi, which is nearly 300 kilometers from Derna by road, and a lot of those roads are washed away.
Having to fly to the nearest Tobruk and to the nearest airports, and then get on roads and get things in that way. So that certainly delays things, and especially when the roads are still not great and they're clogged from time to time and that sort of thing. So logistically, it's still a challenge, and it will be a challenge.
One recent count in Derna figured there were around 150 people sick with diarrhea from contaminated drinking water. Now, that might not sound like such a huge number, but in conditions like this, with tens of thousands displaced, it is a recipe for a vicious cycle of illness and dehydration when there isn't enough clean water and medicine to go around. So that second crisis the UN is warning about, they fear we're only now just seeing the tip of the iceberg.